What's up, BookTube? I'm back here with a video talking about Daisy Jones and the Six. Here it is right here. And this is the book that I was counting on to help me get out of my reading slump. I'm going to talk about this book and the impact that it had on my reading slump next. Okay, so as you know, I was in a pretty bad reading slump if you've been watching the videos here of late. And because of that, I haven't been doing, well, there are other factors too, but I haven't been doing quite as many videos, so I'm trying to get back on track with that. At the same night that I'm filming this particular video, I'm also going to be filming my wrap-up videos for July and August because I didn't end up doing a wrap-up video at the end of July. So I'm trying to get myself back on track here, and I'm going to ride the wave of momentum while I got it going right now doing these videos. So that brings me to Daisy Jones and the Six, and you can see this seal right here, 2019 Book of the Year from Book of the Month. And so I've had this book for several months, a long time I've had this book, and I kept telling myself I was going to read it because I was really intrigued by it. And it has to do with this young singer who becomes a part of this established band, and she's excited. The band is kind of and so there's some tension that's going on too. And you have sex, drugs, rock and roll. So the 1970s, kind of a carryover of the 1960s as well in terms of the mindset and some of the activity that's taking place. So all of that leads this to be very interesting. Now, I was also excited about this because Taylor Jenkins Reid, I had a lot of success earlier this year reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I really got a good feel for the writing style of Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I said, you know what, it's about time that I gave Daisy Jones and the Six a try. Now, in addition to the sex, drugs, and rock and roll, which are elements that can make almost any book exciting, it still takes some skill to be able to pull it off very well. Now, one of the things that I liked about this story that some other people did not like quite so much about it is that it's written in an interview format from pretty much start to finish. So I actually like that. That made it a quicker read for me to get through it and to digest it a little bit more, to focus on the characters that I was most interested in. So in that sense, I was really excited to read this book. The Daisy Jones character was very fascinating, and it ended up trying not to be overly spoilery, but it ends up being a love story at the end. And so, or actually not even just at the end, but really throughout. And but it's a very complicated tale told through the experiences that this group had coming together, before they came together, while they were together, and then the highs and lows of that time. So very good story, very well told. And if you go and you look at the reviews, whether they be on Amazon, they be on Goodreads or elsewhere, largely it's been very, very well received. It's been a very popular book, and I understand why. It's sat right here, very nearby, just out of the screen for months that this book was on the shelf, and I finally decided to pick it up. And I've got a number of other books here on these shelves that also need to be picked up at some point to start reading. So I'm trying to be disciplined and not spend too much more money on books. And besides, I got so many books here that just need to be read. But Daisy Jones and the Six, very good, got me out of my reading slump. I read this book very fast. By my standards, I read it in a couple, like 2 or 3 days. I read it, and that was with some other things going on. I'm writing a book right now, book 1 in a 5-book series, so I'm trying to get that finished. So I've had a lot of things going on. Work has been crazy. Lots of other things have been crazy too, but I was able to knock this one out, and it got me back on track reading. So for that, I gave this book 5 stars, but not because of that, but because it was really an enjoyable story. And at first I was going to give it 4 stars, but then I bumped it up to 5 stars because I really just love the storytelling, and I love the core story that was going on. Daisy Jones and the Six.